Karl. Karl is a phone photographer, as he said, but otherwise he's into investment relations manager. Uh, he has about
Don't make it so formal,
14K.
Vimal. Don't make it so.
No, it should. No, no, ચલ ને હું ગુજરાતીમાં એને about
Don't make it.
40,000 followers છે Instagramમાં. He's not boasting about it, but yeah, does have a lot of fan following. એનું એક what Karl loves hashtag છે. So if you put what Karl loves and if he finds it interesting, he sometimes gives a shout out in the form of posting it in a story. He uses Google Pixel phone, OnePlus and Huawei phone. અને મજાની વાત એ છે કે with all mobile cameras, he's done Jaguar, Mahindra and Mahindra, Jeep અને Renault નું કારના shootings. Lifestyle એને Uber, Hotstar, Wrangler, Budweiser, Johnny Walker એ બધી લાઇફસ્ટાઇલ પ્રોડક્ટ્સના પણ ફોટોશૂટ્સ ઓફિશિયલ ફોટોશૂટ્સ કરેલા છે. So, presenting to you, Karl. Karl, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. So I'll just there are sort of two PPTs that I have I usually talk on. I'll just share my screen and so can you all
Yes.
see the PPTs?
Yep.
Do I need to make it full screen? Perfect. So I'll just give a sort of a brief. I mean, Viral has given a very brief background about me. I'll tell you how I started photography. मैं केम चालू की थी or what sort of gave me the push to go into photography or think that there is an avenue called photography for me. So I did my graduation, both time થઈ ગયો. I went for my MBA to Lancaster in 2011. If when you go for any class these days, you have like from 50 people, there were about 20-30 Indians. 20-30 Indians, I think nearly 19 of them had a DSLR at that point of time. And I was like, chalo, and I had the BlackBerry 8520. That was a basic phone with Tarno. So, during that time, it was not ke mane ke utu nahi ke photography karas or ke, it was ke something I like to do or whatever. So I said, I used to take their camera, do a little bit here and there, click Mora BlackBerry na phone thi bhi I used to click, more. I mean, Lancaster is north of London, so it's got a lot of nice landscapes and all of that. I used to click, nothing beyond that or whatever. Came back to India, 2013 I came, 2012 I came back to India. Pachi I joined Instagram. So tare to Instagram wo basic હતો. It was very less. You just had to upload square pictures and Instagram na filters માં જ લોકો જે edit કરતા હતા and you had those border options and all of that. So તેનાથી ચાલુ કીધું મેં. And that time Mumbai Igers used to have some photo walks and all of that. There used to be these worldwide Insta meets. So I started off from there, and I remember, going for one of these worldwide Insta meets. Ne koi puchelu ke, where do you see, how do you see your followers growing or whatever? I said, nearly 500,000 followers છે. Max to max tu thase 2,000 3,000 થશે. I'm just there to have fun basically because I'm not taking it as a profession. મને તો કામ છે પણ તેની સાથે it is something which is driving me. And then it went, I had thoda photo walks attend kita. It was a good, it was like more of like a stress buster to me because it was something that, chalo, at least photo walk par gaya, you don't talk about work, you're meeting nawa loko ne malo cho, different photos leo cho. So that went on. Then two things that happened actually. One was, I think, there was this competition which Shell had organized. The global company Shell and Mumbai Igers had, I think they had tied up for that in Bombay. So they had a photo walk for that, which I didn't attend. and they had this thing of global cities. Basically, the idea was it was based across Amsterdam, LA, London, and Mumbai. Okay, how do you see your future city? How do you see what is your version of a future city in terms of a photograph? So I had entered that competition. If you see the last this bottom picture is one of those. It's not the same picture, but it's a similar picture. These are just going through. This is just pictures which have been on different platforms and all of that. I'll come to this. So this was the picture, and it was matlab very. It was just taken from a phone thi lidelo hoto. I think LG Nexus was what I was using at that point of time. Nexus 5. Uh, Suddenly, I think Meghna called me one day from Mumbai, I guess, and she's like, you've been selected. They have shortlisted your picture, and then they reposted this on their Instagram. And the thing was that they would give me a grant of $3,000, but I have to invest it in a startup. But this sort of this thing getting recognized on a global platform gave me that boost ke not necessary ke gear ni zarurat hai, not necessary ke you need to you need to have all the techniques and everything in place. If you have your passion, if you think you're good at it, if you enjoy it, you should definitely do it. So this was something that was sort of a and then obviously it took time for me to choose some startup and all of that. Thank you. But this was something which was very satisfying, which really you know gave खुशी यहाँ पे अंदर थी कि चलो it was not everyone was like अरे तू you show that तारी पोतानी startup है, take the $3,000. I said नहीं that, I mean, the money is not the point of it. The recognition and the inspiration or whatever of being chosen, and the thought that the idea has been chosen is more important for me. you know so that was the point where I thought कि चलो maybe I should try and take photography or mobile photography more થોડું વધારે seriously લઈ શકું જ કરીને. પછી then once there was a bit of following on Instagram. I mean, whether that is like doesn't matter too much, but when there was a following, then you have sort of brands coming and approaching you. And I think DW was one of the first brands that came, I think, when I was 8-10,000, and they approached me. And then I think one of my pictures was also featured on their page, which was also something. I mean, which was something which gave me happiness. When you get some international features or whatever, that gives you sort of this. So then my idea was that I passion continue करवाना चाहिए. It is not easy, but you have to you have to sort of give time to it or whatever. And being in the sort of stock market and investor relations profession, my work timings are 9 to sort of 7, 8 or whatever. But the good part was that my office was based in Fort, which is a sort of a old area of Bombay. So मैं कहूँ कि चलो at least so I thought कि my whole idea was like, I think Vimal asked or whatever, that you go on photo walks. But more than photo walks, my pictures were usually taken when I'm going to office or on my way back from office or in my chai break or coffee break or something. वो नीचे जाऊं कि चलो I photo ले आऊं because Fort, I don't know if you all have been to that side. It's a very beautiful architectural area. It has a lot of character, lot of people, lot of food, everything around it. So I said, "Okay," and I used to make sure that if I'm traveling to office, one day I'll take the train. तो ट्रेन में के photographs लेवाना મળશે. One day I'll take the bus, तो बस में के photographs लेवाना મળશે. कहीं cab લીધી तो cab में maybe Marine Drive ना photograph લેવા મળશે. So the idea is કે time nikalvano separately will be difficult, at least for people who have a full-time profession or for people who have some other full-time liability or whatever. So તમને જે તમારો travel time છે કે તમારું બીચમાં તમને કઈ break મળે કે something of that sort. So obviously that time you should maybe try and give it to photography or whatever. I maybe even if I'm in the train and if I'm not clicking, then I'm either editing pictures and listening to music because ઘરે આવીને પછી પાછું family time છે. They will also think. And even my family also, because they didn't see me કે હું કે એટલા pictures click કરું છું કે મારી પાસે એટલું gear છે. So they didn't know કે હું photography એટલું કરું છું. Till my cousins actually started telling my mom one day that, do you know that he takes so much of photos and, M brand સાથે કામ કરે છે ને પેલું કરે છે whatever. And then my mom said કે અચ્છા તો એક કરે તો મને બોલ તો સહી. મેં કહ્યું કે હવે તમે શું બોલવાનું કરીને. So we then she said, okay, I'll also join Instagram. I want to see what pictures you're clicking. So I said, join, you can see what pictures I'm clicking. So the whole, at least for me, the whole idea has obviously when I'm traveling, also either I'm traveling with friends or I'm traveling with family or whatever. And Tarebi, there is a little bit of a constraint because you don't have that free hand કે તમને મને 1 કલાક આ જગ્યા પર ઉભું રહેવું છે ફોટો લેવા છે whatever. So થોડું adapt થવું પડે, at least for people from where I'm coming. Not necessary કે તમે specifically બોલી શકો કે નહીં મને આ જગ્યા પર 2 કલાક ઉભું રહેવું છે ફોટો લેવો છે ને perfect sunset આવશે ને નહીં આવશે or whatever. તેને વસ્તે તો you have to be either a little lucky or you have to sort of have a different frame or a different version in mind than what the other people have or whatever. But I think if you keep on થોડું time તમે invest કરો या થોડું skill તમે invest કરો at whatever place you are or whatever time you are in photography, it becomes easier because then you can then તમે you don't know કે તમે આજે આ photo click કીધો તે તમને okay લાગતો હોય પણ maybe going ahead people might appreciate it a lot or people might think this is taken from a different angle or a different this thing. For example, I used to, since I stay at Tardev, હું walk માટે હજીરી જતો હતો ને હજીરીના મારી પાસે ઘણા pictures છે. And the thing is, they are building a coastal road there. And that kind of picture, without the coastal road and without the whole, the જે આખું, the whole area is now changed. So પેલા જે જૂના pictures છે, I'm sure that એવા pictures પાછા, it is very difficult to find. So the idea is that at least how I would, what I say and what I tell people is that keep on taking pictures. Remove effort for people who are professionals. જે લોકોને professional હોય, જે લોકોને time નહીં મળતો હોય, થોડો time, દિવસના 15 minute, at least that is how I function. Maybe going to office, coming back from office. Like yesterday, I was driving back from Nasik and still થોડું I was trying to take pictures. On the way also jitla levaya, even top property ma ke thoda levaya, so I used to take, jetlu tamari surrounding hoy, try and maximize and use it. If you have a difficult if you have a very heavy schedule or a tough schedule. So basically after 2000 whatever I came back, pachi shell nu thayu ne pachi then the brands started approaching and one other funny thing happened was a couple of years ago when OnePlus was launching. And I used to use a OnePlus phone. I was very happy with a OnePlus phone and I had bought it myself. It is a decent camera. I used to use a OnePlus 2. OnePlus 3 I said it was not too much of a difference or whatever to upgrade or whatever. And then they launched the OnePlus 5. One of the PRs that approached me. So मैंने पूछू कि तुम्हें कितना लेसो whatever. They had this. They wanted some 10 pictures, 20 pictures or whatever. I gave them a quote. Pachi she called me. I think I followed up with her because OnePlus India used to follow me. OnePlus Global used to follow me. So I was like, and anyone used to ask me कि क्या phone ले आऊँ. I used to say OnePlus phone is good for the budget. It is extremely good. तारे के China वाइना नो कोई issue नहीं होता है. So and then she came back to me and she's like, नहीं हमारा followers कम है. हमने थोड़ा वधारे follower वाला. We want to tie up with influencers and not people who are passionate about phone photography or something like that. So I felt a little bad that a phone or a product that I myself have been using for 2 years, promoting. OnePlus India has been following me. OnePlus Global has been following me. They've used my pictures, reposted my pictures. So why would they not encourage people who are sort of passionately giving the brand or whatever. It was not about money or whatever. Also, it was more about that. So I said, "ठीक है पाजी," and I think put a story or something because March April is when they launched the phone. And I put a story saying that it is a bit disappointing then when you are so passionate about a brand and the brand is not sort of brand is going more on numbers or whatever. Someone from Google actually saw that thing and said that uh, we'll send हम तुमने pixel मोकल सो करेंगे. So I said thank you. So they sent a pixel by May, which was not the latest. I think it was the Pixel 2, but not that it was launching or something. They said कि we would like you to come to the Pixel family. I said, ઠીક છે. તે થયું. પછી I got by June, July, again OnePlus they got in touch with me saying that campaign છે, but we want exclusive only. So I said कि नहीं, sorry, exclusive तो नहीं करी सकस because when y'all were not with me, Pixel said that we want to be with you. So I cannot do an exclusive campaign for whatever 6 months or 1 year. I cannot dump a brand which has just come to me. I will rather stick with if you want, I can click some pictures. I can put it on my Instagram, whatever. I'll click it for you, put it on my Instagram, but I can't do an exclusive contract with you. So they said, nahi, nahi, we want exclusive. There was too much of back and forth. But Pachi, they said, "ठीक है, even if you are putting 10 pictures or whatever, we are fine." I think OnePlus 6 need time. Hai. So they said, we'll give you one, whatever, that phone for a while, and then you can sort of this thing. But so that kind of a journey, and then after that, I have been associated with the Pixel. Whatever, even if I'm using a different phone, like if I have used Huawei, I've used OnePlus, whatever, they come and go. But if someone asks me what is my primary phone, I will say, okay, Google Pixel is my primary phone, and I'm used to it also. I use Pixel. I mean, for me, that camera is the this thing, and I value that association also because it's not a give and take, or it is not a das put photo mokalwana picture. I think that is also something that sort of influencers and photographers both ways. It's brands also and it's photographers and influencers. We also sometimes just keep on jumping ship. कि આજે OnePlus મળ્યું તો ચલો OnePlus, કાલે Pixel મળ્યો તો Pixel, પરમ દિવસે પેલું મળ્યું તો પેલું. I think that sends a wrong message to your audience because they feel that it's like if I like a Tata Jaguar car or whatever, a Land Rover car, tomorrow I can't be saying that, oh, I love the same Mercedes AMG also or whatever. You have to be a bit brand loyal also. And same goes with, I think, the PR agency or whatever, but they are not concerned with people who are loyal or whatever. So after that, I've been sort of part of Team Pixel. They sort of have been, my pictures have been reposted on their page also as well, uh, which is sort of encouraging because when a global sort of page recognizes you more than sort of these Indian pages, which is more it happens on more of not much on merit, but more on how you know people or how you are sort of talking to each other or how you are sort of maintaining your relationships. It is much more fun. થોડા પછીથી then I also had a few photography workshops જે મેં conduct કીધા which is this one I had done for CRISIL, and these are the few photography workshops that I had done. This one is for CRISIL, the other was for Rotract. There was one which was a Times no edutainment no they had a talk. I think it was last year. So I mean, that is largely sort of uh, a large sort of brief introduction and sort of a brief background into how I've come and what I've done. Genres, if you see, I'll just take you here. It's a mix of everything. Play, I take food also. I take food. I like taking architecture. Like taking landscape. I don't mind taking portraits, but portraits is more of it's a little difficult with phone, and mane pote thodu difficult pade to I find it difficult to approach people and tell them that can I take a picture of yours. If I'm taking a portrait, then I just take it without asking them. That's how I manage my portraits. So a lot of people say कि street portraits में you तुम जाइने पहले पूछो कि can I take your portrait or whatever, then it's not candid. I think if you have to take a picture, obviously with something which is comfortable with that person also, take a picture and maybe then go and show it to him saying that आपका picture लिया है, आपको अच्छा लगता है, नहीं लगता है, कैसे है, ये है वो. So that is my approach to sort of sort of street photography or bit of street photography that I do, or pictures that I take in the local train or whatever. Uh, uh, Vimal, any questions here? This is just another PPT. Maybe we can stop for some questions and then I can just continue with another PPT if that's fine.
Yeah, that will be great. I think we should go for some questions.
Perfect.
So I'd request people to ask questions. Unfortunately, I lost the connection. So I've been trying to gain it from my PC again. So excuse me if I'm lost in between.
No worries.
Baljit, can you handle it this while?
I'm just going to stop. I think anyone can just unmute and ask any questions. You've got
Utsav, any questions? Mili, Utsav, Tusha.
Got two people raising their hands, I think.
Ravi Manik and Mili Shah, you raised hand.
Yeah. Mili, go ahead. Yeah, Mili, go ahead. Ask question.
Hi everybody, I'm Mili. Hi Karl.
Hi Mili.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the editing softwares that you use on the phone.
Okay.
I've been doing mobile photography. I have an ID, Meow, on Instagram. But I wanted to ask about the editing softwares.
Right. So I basically use VSCO and Snapseed. Lightroom is something else also that a lot of people use, but I don't know. It's not, Lightroom has not been too this thing for me. There are, if you want to put in, there is an app called Fonto if you want to put in, text or whatever. But mostly I use VSC or Snapseed.
Okay.
I use basic ones. Lightroom is also there, which is good for
we need
this thing. But
presets for that, I think, for Lightroom. Even the free presets, those are available. Those are good.
Correct. Which ones do you use?
I have 2 or 3 apps which gives presets. I'll just check and let you know. One is FLTR and one is Koloro.
Okay.
2 of them, they give free Lightroom presets that you can use on the phone itself.
Okay. Actually, for me, I don't know if you've seen my feed. I don't edit too much. Obviously, every photo requires a bit of retouching, or every photo requires a bit of this thing. But I don't want to make like a lot of people do over editing or whatever. That's not my style. Everyone has their own style. But I think I don't like to sort of change one picture and make it completely different, or completely
just the color correction.
Correct. Exactly. Bit of editing. I think VSCO is good for giving it grading and tones. If you look at VSCO, Snapseed has all of the options. Snapseed is also free available. And Lightroom is, I think, these are the three three sort of options that I use.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, Karl.
Hi.
I had a question.
Yes,
everybody do have their daily motivation to click a photo. I mean, on a daily basis. what's your daily kind of motivation to click a photo? I mean, whenever you go, I mean, when you usually have a tea break or when we usually go at the office, chalo, when you go at the office, you have a fresh mind and you go at the office. But when you
Correct.
just come up by like exhausting at the day end, we usually think of family, or we usually have a think that we'll go and rest at home usually, right? uh, so what's your kind of motivation coming, I mean, going and clicking the photos every day?
I think the very simple motivation is today that I'm talking to say 40 or 50 people like you is the motivation, right? That it's come to a level where I am giving a talk on photography is the motivation. Obviously, no, I mean that is just another thing. But the motivation, I also feel lazy at sometimes or whatever. But the motivation, I think two things. One is appreciation. So if a post is appreciated, if your pictures are appreciated, that gives you the motivation to try and work harder and harder or whatever. And obviously even brand associations are motivation. So if you have uh, like recently when Land Rover they launched the Freelander, sorry, the SUV, I forget the name. They launched the SUV. They said that they had 3 or 4 days before the pre-launch. They called me and they said that apart from you, they are mostly one or two other. Maybe they've called one or two other bloggers, but it's only others are all the auto cars and all of that. And we are only calling you for the pre-launch. Now I said I'll leave my work. I'll take a half day. I don't mind, but that is something that is I can't. I mean, there is no money consideration, but it's more on I like automobiles or I like Defender was this thing. It was launching in India, so I said, what better to go and see the car before the actual launch? They had a NDA that you can't put pictures or you can't do anything, but I said that was something that was so even if someone wakes me up in the night and says that chalo Freelander Defender ka picture lena hai, ya some car launch is there or whatever, thodu modify karina, you have to push your work a little bit upar niche or whatever. So that is, I think, two things are the motivations. That is the biggest thing. So if I'm tired, mostly I'll be sitting and editing pictures, looking back as to how I can make a picture look better. Not necessary, so your half the work is taking the pictures, and the other half is also how do you portray the picture? What picture do you think? And I think one other thing that I forgot mentioning was that I take a lot of pictures. Lot as in a lot. I have about 130,000 pictures on the cloud and on whatever. Because of Pixel, I have free memory, whatever. I can use up to free memory. So I take a lot of pictures. Even if I have something, if I have to click a flatly, I will take at least 30, 40 pictures. Sometimes I might not even upload the best picture or might not even choose the best picture because I've taken so many pictures, I myself get confused. The thing is that there is pictures, taking a picture, thinking about the picture, uh, also takes time. If you're like creating a flat lay, I start with something, then I'll do something else, then I'll do something else, and then finally maybe the 20th or the 30th picture might be something. Oh, this is now finally looking good. So that takes time. If you're not doing outdoors, and indoors you can do some photography if you're too tired, or sitting and editing the picture is a good time to give some time to editing the picture at that point. Okay? So, and with this lockdown, people initially when the lockdown was there, everyone started looking at what things in the house we can click. From flat layers to macro to whatever plants to whatever. So J Garamalute, try and click thodu thodu, or try and sort of to keep on continuing your photography.
So, just a last question on that only.
Yeah.
Do you believe in quantity or quality? Many of the photographers say that just to click some pictures and there should be some kind of quality pictures on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's your personal opinion about clicking on a quality and a quantity? I personally have felt that if I just don't click some kind of 30, 40 images on a same frame, or kind of looking at different angles and different things, I don't get a perfect picture out of that. So
Correct.
what's your opinion about that?
See, if you're like what you said, if you're if you're setting up a frame, or if you're doing something, obviously your quantity, because sometimes you have to do trial and error, basically, as in you try and take it from one angle, you try and take it from another angle. So in that sense, obviously, you will, at least I use 20, 30 shots, and maybe after that I'll find that two shots are good, or three shots are good, or whatever. Or maybe something that I've taken, maybe in the first five shots I think that that is good or whatever. But what I say is, why I say is click many pictures is maybe because afterwards I should not say, because when I'm taking pictures, I make the mistake of not checking. Many times I just keep on clicking, because if it's a sunset, or if it's a thing which is not going to come again, I'll try and take different angles, because if I'm taking, like if I'm going and shooting a vintage car or something, and I know that this car is only here for 5 minutes, and someone might just drive away, koi lai jaise. So I'm like, chalo, at least J photo, J angle mane lage che, which is good, I'll take it. Pachi I'll select which is the best out of it or whatever. And I obviously feel that, as a phone photographer, I don't know, DSLR could be a different sort of a ball game, but as a phone photographer, I think definitely taking more shots is better than regretting later on ke मैं आई एंगल काहे नहीं की दूं, कि मैं आई पे लू एंगल काहे नहीं की दूं, or why didn't I take this sort of a shot, or I should have taken this shot, or top shot, or bottom shot, or whatever. So that is my point of view. I mean, even in that quantity, you'll definitely see value in every picture, because every picture may be a little different, and every picture sort of will it might not be your favorite, but some other person might like some other angle or whatever. That I've noticed a lot of times, pictures which I feel are my own pictures, which I feel, this is an okay picture, and someone else will say that no, this is a fantastic picture, or this is a fantastic view, or this is a fantastic, so we don't know that one moment what we think is still okay might be, which is very well appreciated by our audience, or very well appreciated by other people, or if you put it in a particular context, it is very well appreciated or whatever. So I think, as if you're using a phone as a photographer, I mean, if you're using a phone and if you have a lot of storage, I would just say keep on taking pictures.
Now, what will you do after like Google is stopping that free service?
Move to Apple. Move to Apple.
Move to yes, why not? Definitely.
I think.
Karl, I wanted to ask you, like.
Just
a question.
I was about to say the same here. There are a couple of raised hand, and they
yeah, go ahead. We can. It's good to have an engaging session.
काल मेरे पास भी कोई DSLR नहीं है, तो मैं भी मोबाइल से फोटो लेता हूँ, तो उसमें जो लेंसेज एक्सटर्नल आते हैं उसमें परचेस करते हैं हम, तो वो वर्थ है या नहीं?
देखिए, आपको किस लिए वो लेंस चाहिए वो भी इम्पोर्टेंट है। आप कौन सा फोन यूज करते हो, मतलब अगर अच्छा, तो मतलब अगर नॉर्मल, मेरे हिसाब से मैंने वही बोला था स्टार्टिंग में कि मेरा जो, अगर आप मेरे फीड पे जाओगे या मेरी फोटोग्राफी देखोगे, तो मेजरली जो फोटोज है, मैंने कोई आई हैवंट यूज्ड एन एक्सटर्नल लेंस और एनीथिंग लाइक दैट। अगर आपको स्पेसिफिकली मैक्रो करना है, या अगर आपको कोई वाइड एंगल शॉट्स लेने हैं, या कुछ अगर वैसा करना है, तो मोमेंट के लेंस अच्छा है। बट अदरवाइज अगर आपको डेली यूजेज के लिए, देखो मेरा ये मानना है कि अगर आप डेली यूज में, अगर मैं ऑन द वे टू ऑफिस जा रहा हूँ, मैं फोटोज क्लिक कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं पीछे वो लेंस लगा के तो नहीं करने वाला हूँ, अनलेस आई एम स्पेसिफिकली गोइंग फॉर अ फोटो वॉक और आई एम डूइंग अ मैक्रो फोटोग्राफी और व्हाटएवर, तो मैं इतना यूज नहीं करने वाला हूँ। तो अगर मैक्रो के लिए या वो टेलीफोटो लेंस आता है, अगर आपको लगता है कि वो स्पेसिफिक यूज के लिए है, अगर आपको कुछ मतलब आपकी वो ये है, इफ इट इज योर लाइकिंग, देन आई थिंक इट इज वर्थ इन्वेस्टिंग इन। देयर आर टू ब्रांड्स, वो मोमेंट के लेंसेज भी अच्छे हैं, और आई थिंक देयर इज अनदर स्काई समथिंग, उसके भी लेंसेज, स्काई विग्नी और समथिंग लाइक दैट, इंडियन ब्रांड है, वो दोनों के लेंसेज, या स्काई, या तो लॉट ऑफ पीपल हैव बीन यूजिंग दैट एज वेल। उसके भी लेंसेज अच्छे हैं। तो बट द थिंग इज, अगर आपको ये मैक्रो फोटोग्राफी या कुछ इसमें इंटरेस्ट है, तो आप इन्वेस्ट कीजिए, नहीं तो इट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड कि आपकी फोटोग्राफी बेटर हो जाएगी मेरे हिसाब से। दैट इज माय टेक ऑन इट।
Thank you.
Welcome.
Vimal, you're on mute.
Hello.
Vimal, you're on mute.
Vimal is.
Okay, Ammar, if you are here, please ask your question. You've raised your hand.
Yeah, sir. Hi, Karl.
Hi, Amar.
My question was to you that what made you stick to mobile photography? Like when you were progressing, you might have got suggestions that go for a DSLR or go for a camera. So what made you
Very
stick to a
interesting
mobile?
question. Very interesting question. I think two things. One is that I can carry a mobile anywhere and shoot at any point of time. Uh, that is the main thing, because for me, I'm not going to, unless it is a specific this thing, I'm not going to, even if it's a photo walk or whatever, I'm not going to go out and shoot or whatever. So my pictures are a lot on the go, whether it is traveling may also. So I have a DSLR, which now I haven't touched for the last 2 or 3 years. I think I have a very basic DSLR. I had the 700D, which I bought thinking that I'll switch and I'll move to DSLR or whatever. But yeah, tomorrow if I have to go to taking wildlife or something, I think it'll be very difficult from using a mobile photo, using a mobile this thing. So
Yeah.
in the landscape that I am in for photography that I kind of do, I think mobile is more suitable because mobile is more suitable because I'm doing things which are not, I don't need a larger lens, or I don't need to blow up the picture and put a big poster of it or whatever, you know. So and mobile will be more advantageous because I'm going to carry it around and take pictures instantaneously rather than carrying a DSLR around and taking pictures or whatever. Obviously now you've got mirrorless cameras. Those cameras have become lighter and all of that, but hopefully if I think the progression is fine, then and secondly, I have done a lot of even car shoots or whatever I've done on my phone. So I think if that is it was funny that when I just talked about this Land Rover thing, and they had given 1 hour slot sort of thing where you come, take a picture. I mean, take pictures, cover the car as much as you want, and then because of this Corona situation, let the next people come in. So I reached there at about 9:45, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock was my time. And I saw before me people had come in with DSLR and all the lights and ye or wo and all of this, and I just landed up there with my phone camera, and I was like, people, they will wonder कि phone खींचेगा, मतलब कितना खींच पाएगा कि नहीं, photos लेगा कि नहीं लेगा, whatever. But it was funny. So I think it's up to your own comfort level. If you think that you need to progress to a DSLR, or you need the gear or whatever, then go for it. But obviously, for certain types of photography, you would definitely need a DSLR, and a phone would sort of fall short. But I think these days, phone cameras are also quite good enough, for your daily kind of pictures or pictures where you think, phone camera does equally good justice.
Yeah. So I would like to ask another one question.
Sure.
So when you take such professional projects like car shoots or product shoots, you said, so they need to take a printout of such photos. So do you think that mobile photographs are good enough of quality that they can take a printout of it?
Correct. So basically, my pictures have been. I do a calendar also of my own pictures, a desk calendar. I think A4, A5 तक fine है. मोबाइल फोटोग्राफी में आपको कुछ, अगर आपको उसका पोस्टर बनाना है या कुछ करना है तो अलग बात है. बट आई थिंक अगर आपको मतलब बड़ा सा कुछ पोस्टर बनाना है, अदरवाइज फॉर टिल एन A4 और एन A5 साइज, आई थिंक मोबाइल में से या DSLR में से क्लिक किया है. मतलब obviously if you use a Sony mirrorless or whatever, the clarity might be different, but I think if you go through my feed, आपको बहुत दिखेगा कि lot of people still ask me कि मतलब are these all clicked only on phone, and I'm like, yeah, everything is only clicked on phone. So
Okay, thank you.
I don't think brands would have that much of a problem as long as you're delivering what they want to, whether it is a phone camera or whether it is whatever.
Nah, like, but when they are planning to print such big hoardings.
नहीं, hoardings definitely. तो मैं so जब जॉनी वॉकर का हुआ था, they had contacted me for the hoardings as well, and I said no, because I said that it is not my forte, it is not something that I can do. So बहुत पहले 1-2 साल पहले Panasonic ने भी contact किया था that we want you to review one of our DSLRs. So I said that, see, my work is not DSLR, my work is phone. If you want me as an entry level, I can sort of tell you that this is what you can use. I mean, I can sort of, as a pro, I cannot review a DSLR. As a budding photographer, I can review a DSLR. So they also were happy. I mean, they thought that my pictures are mostly from DSLRs or whatever. So they said, no, we are looking at someone who is sort of a professional only to review a new camera, not from a beginner's point of view. I said, I'm fine with it. All right. So I could have easily taken it and said that I am a professional and whatever. But I said, why give a wrong picture?
Viral, go ahead. Viral, your question.
Yeah, Karl. My question is more around the editing. So
Right.
when you click a picture, and do you believe in creating it dramatic, or do you believe in just preserving its natural elements and then probably enhancing its elements? Because if I'm going for enhancing dramatic picture, I'll probably go with the presets. With the issue with the presets, it's I'm not I'm imposing somebody else's view on my picture. I'm not putting my creativity onto picture.
Correct.
And when I'm trying to keep or preserve the natural elements, probably I may not stand out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think we've created so much of competition within our photography community that if a picture has to either look outstanding, the picture can't look normal. If there's a normal picture.
Yeah.
But I think if you've seen my feed, do you think that I edit a lot, or do you think I don't edit?
You do edit.
No, I do edit, but
I mean, your pictures are quite dramatic.
Okay.
Mostly, at least. I may be wrong.
No. So obviously, I do edit pictures, but I would not make it extremely dramatic, or I would not. A lot of people, edit it to a certain extent. There are two people, remove one person, remove the lines, remove the creases, remove all the extra sort of this thing,
destructive elements,
distractive elements, and all that. I don't believe in that, because then the picture becomes very fake, according to me.
Yeah.
So. Your basic I mean, I use VSCO and I use Snapseed, and the basic in terms of adding clarity, or maybe just highlighting more colors or whatever is fine, but otherwise I don't over edit the pictures. What also happens is, when you look at your own pictures on a larger frame, like a laptop or whatever, they will look different, and how you look at it in a phone will look different sometimes. So, that is also there. But I would feel that editing is required, definitely, but not sort of over editing or whatever, unless that is your style or whatever. Or if you want to have a feed which has all gray color pictures, or all certain mood color pictures or whatever. Otherwise, I don't think, the whole sort of competition makes you think that every picture has to stand out, or every picture has to look completely different, or that is always there. But then you lose the whole sense of the picture, I feel, if it's over edited, or if you add certain elements that are not there.
I have an input here.
Perfectly makes sense. Yeah.
Jesse always says that what you click is a raw item. As in, he always gives a cooking analogy, saying that you brought vegetables at your home. That is what you clicked. But then you have to make a dish. So somebody, some like salty things, some like spicy things. So you cook them according to your taste and present it. So somebody likes extra editing and they think that it's beautiful, which others may not like. So it's all depending on the person's mood,
personal choice,
the time when they are editing. Yeah, but editing is definitely necessary.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks, Karl.
No worries. I think more in portraits and in streets, people have taken editing to another level. That's what at least I see in pictures or whatever. because people think that if you keep on pushing yourself, you keep on over editing it or whatever, it'll get more appreciated or whatever. But I don't think if you see all the big photographers or
That's a
whatever,
mistake, yes.
that is not something that I mean, it's your style, but then you will just be dependent more on the editing part than more on the basic clicking part. That's what I feel. So
I think it's more depends on the kind of people you're dealing with as well. Like
possible,
some people
absolutely,
have
absolutely, absolutely.
natural look. Some like, so no, I need to be completely different. So
absolutely, absolutely. Like I will maybe a little. I will divert a little bit. I'll tell you about. So with this, when this I was doing pictures for OnePlus also, basically they sort of approve the picture before. These days, some of the brands go to any level to sort of micromanage. So they will approve the picture. They might approve the caption. They'll approve whatever. So last, I think a couple of Diwalis ago, they said that we want Diwali themed pictures or whatever. And I clicked pictures, and for me the pictures were really good, you know. And they were like, no, reject, 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 reject. And I was like, but I think I know what goes on my feed, you know. Uh, I know what is, and sometimes they will say, no, this doesn't look as if it's edited. Can you edit it even more? Can you edit? I was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
how did you
So
manage that? That should be a tricky situation, though.
very, very tricky situation. No, I have had arguments. I have had huge, and the couple of pictures which were rejected, I eventually uploaded them on my feed, uh, and obviously did not tag the brand, and those pictures got very good response. And I sent her the links
Yeah.
later on. The thing also is sometimes like if you're not directly dealing with the brand, you're dealing with the agency, which sometimes has no idea on a lot of photography. So they will just think that what is more appealing is what is more bright and what is more this thing,
Mm,
rather
yeah.
than what is more real. So yeah, it becomes an issue sometimes dealing with they have some real crazy requirements or whatever.
Completely understand. Thanks a lot. Really
Welcome.
appreciate it.
Your question, please. Chandresh Dolakia here.
Hi Chandesh.
આગળનો જે હાર્દિકભાઈનો ક્વેશ્ચન હતો કે તમે પોસ્ટર ફોટોગ્રાફી જેની આઉટડોર ફોટોગ્રાફી જે પોસ્ટર્સમાં લગાવવાના છે એ નથી કરતા બટ માય ક્વેશ્ચન ઇઝ કે તમે જે ફોટોગ્રાફ્સ સપોઝ તમે જે કીધું કે કારના ને બધા ફોટોગ્રાફ્સ કરો છો તો તમે મેગેઝિન કે બ્રોશરમાં કદાચ પ્રિન્ટ કરવાનું હોય then what type of what
it is
quality
completely
image
fine.
do you prefer?
It is completely fine if you shoot in your phone in a raw image. There is no problem. There is no problem. Yeah, there is no problem because that's what I'm saying. Up to an A5 size, A4, A5 size, there is no problem if you're doing whatever.
I do had a Pixel 2 phone, but I lost it in this August 20.
Acha. Oh.
I used to love it. I used to love it a lot. I had taken pictures, many pictures. I was using it since last 2 years, but somehow I lost it. I'm using a second-hand iPhone 6s, but not happy.
No, I think iPhone Pixel to a certain extent, but I think iPhone camera is far ahead. Pixel, obviously, I don't know why they're not going in for the flagship models. They're now not launching this thing. And OnePlus is also decent camera, but on paper, I think OnePlus is stronger. But I think people still complain about the camera when they're using the phone. This thing. But if you have all the money, then I think iPhone, iPhone 12 Pro, whatever is the phone to go for.
Thank you.
I used to be a Pixel fanboy, but had a very bad experience with the battery and the company's post-sale service. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I have had touchwood with my Pixel 3. I haven't had so many issues. The battery now just drains off very fast, but the battery just drains off. Like I think it'll go off in an hour, not hour, maybe 2-3 hours. If I use it a lot, the battery goes up.
All right. Utsav, you had a question.
Karl, I wanted to ask you a question regarding, since you are using OnePlus phone and Pixel as well for photography. then what you find the like major difference? Like I found personally on Pixel 4a, I just recently switched to from OnePlus to Pixel. So I just found I am getting more sharpen image and then warm tones on Pixel than a OnePlus.
Okay. At least I have not used the recent OnePlus. I haven't used the OnePlus 8 or whatever. I've used the earlier OnePlus phones. I always found OnePlus images, the portrait this thing not be too good in OnePlus. Pixel ka jo post processing hai, for the portrait photography or whatever is the software that Pixel uses is still much better. Obviously, on a hardware, your OnePlus has a better lens or whatever, but the software, I think the Pixel is much better. I can't say about the saturation ज़्यादा है कि नहीं, because मैंने अभी recently 8 और 18 मतलब जो 8 और 8 Pro है वो नहीं use किया है मैंने OnePlus का.
No. Even I was using OnePlus 5.
Okay,
and then
okay.
switched to Pixel 4a.
Achha.
So I felt the difference.
Okay, I think that I don't know, maybe I am used to using a Pixel a lot more now, so I find that more this thing. You found it more saturated, you say, or more a bit
warmer tone, yeah. On a Pixel.
Pixel is a bit warmer. That is there. Warmer is there.
Even Pixel creates more sharpen image than OnePlus.
Sharpen, yeah, that images are sharpened. Like I took some pictures, even against sunlight, I took some pictures, and I was like amazed with the post processing. Their post processing is now it depends on whether you like that kind of a post processing or you want that kind of sunlight warmth or whatever. So, like the other day, I was trying, that astro photography also. I was in Nasik, so I said, let me try that. Bombay mein to kuch dikhta nahi hai. But I was amazed with the post processing, that the Pixel has. The camera is still they've not sort of upgraded it to the next level. I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah, they just provided auto mode. Like you cannot just turn on astro photography mode.
Correct.
No, still, it's good.
Okay. Which one do you feel is better?
As of now, Pixel 4a, of course.
Okay. But I think it's still a budget phone, right? I mean, for 30,000, and if you compare it with an 80 or whatever, I don't know. I'm waiting for the Pixel 5. I hope they launch it. Let's see. I think after a certain point, like I have recently, maybe last 10 or 15 pictures, I've uploaded a LG Nexus picture also. So it makes a little bit of a difference, but it doesn't make a world of a difference कि आप कौन सा मोबाइल यूज कर रहे हो. I think मैंने Nexus 5 का 5-6 साल पुराना भी फोटो अपलोड किया है, और लोगों को पूछा था कि कौन से फोन से क्लिक किया है. People thought it was clicked from an iPhone 12 Pro.
By the way, Karl, what is your opinion about Huawei phones, and I mean in comparison with the Pixel? Because they say that Huawei phones cameras are out of the world. Right?
No, Huawei, the one that I used, I had the Huawei 2, not the Huawei 3. The camera is good. Huawei cameras are also very good. But then again, the problem was the service and all of that was completely not available. Actually, Huawei was also a part of sort of a campaign that I had done. They had Tabu Ratnani was doing the photo selection, and they had 12 people participating. Unfortunately, it was 6 individuals and 6 pages, which was like Streets of India photography. I don't know how brands can manage it. How can you compare a page with this thing? So so it was a sort of an IPL competition where they gave us 4 themes, and then obviously I think they chose people which have pages which had more following to go to the next level for simple reason that would increase the engagement. But the Huawei phones, I think the cameras are excellent. I mean, could be better than the Pixel also. I haven't used the 3 one, but just that the service and all of that is an issue. So, and I don't know
they
whether
actually have many features around it also, like Astro, Star Trail, etc. They're having many functions in it only.
But Huawei is available in India now or no? I don't.
No, not now. Okay, Madhu Bausar have a question. If you want to study advanced photography, in which college should you do it?
I would not be the right person to answer that unless you want me to ruin your career. No, if I have not done basic photography course, I cannot comment on advanced photography course. I think there are a couple of institutes in Bombay, but I have no idea as to what institute would be good or which one is that would not be my this thing.
So let us go ahead to your second.
These days, I think YouTube and friends are more important than going into doing advanced courses. And once I think if you can sort of mingle and have your own sort of team helping you, I think that's more important than doing these advanced photography courses or whatever. It's an individual choice. Thanks.
So let's move on to the second presentation.
Sure. Viral, you were asking something?
Viral had
sorry, you just mentioned you did the Astro with the phone, did you?
Yeah. They have a mode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just wanted to know. Thanks.
It's a lot of post processing also involved, but it was pretty decent. I didn't go out into the complete open or whatever. It was just from the hotel only as much as I could do. But it was a good. I think maybe I can share the picture later on. It was a decent picture. I think if you go up north or whatever, you can get better pictures. I will just...
We have some places here, so I tried a couple of places going around in midnight.
Okay.
It was a good experience.
Great.
Let's go into your second presentation, Karl.
Sure. Just 1 second. I mean, these are just 1 second. These are just a bit of general rules that I talk on composition. I'm sure a lot of people would be following it also, but I thought let me just take you through it. It would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to learn.
Definitely, and always good for me also to learn, sir. Not necessary. I'll just sort of go through pictures, and these will give you an idea of a few pictures also that I've clicked. So, rule of thirds is basically that you divide the sort of grid into 9 parts, and then sort of this will give you gives you like a 3D kind of an image or whatever, or sort of brings out the image a little bit more. One was taken at a train station in Amsterdam, and the other has been taken. This is not in Thailand. This is in Cambodia. And those two people were random people. I didn't know who they were, but I just found that the whole angle was very good or whatever. And so this is what I was talking about. Making pictures on the spot also, which is important. Like obviously, this train station, there would have been people here or there or whatever, but I found this train coming in, perfect time, perfect spot, lighting was good, so I said let me take a picture. Same goes with the picture on the left as well. Basically using rule of thirds so that you get a sort of a 3D kind of it gives you as if the picture is sort of, there are lines in the picture sort of thing. Just different compositions that you can look at is sort of frame in frame also. The left one is this thing, Eiffel Tower, which is a different sort of I don't know how many, there are few people who've clicked it, but this was something that I found interesting, of taking the picture exactly standing completely below the Eiffel Tower and taking a picture on top of it, which gives a different kind of a perspective. The other one is in a hotel where, you use a sort of a frame inside a frame to sort of give it a different a feel. So here I could have...
Is it Tea Lounge by any way?
This is the Taj Mahal, Sea Lounge, yeah.
Sea Lounge, yeah.
Yes. So this picture also, I could have gone ahead and, I mean, I don't know, depends on how you want to frame it, but I could have gone ahead, but I wanted to take the lamp also, wanted to take a bit of that other chair, I could have moved the chair. And I was with family and imagine I could still take a picture. So then you have to be very quick. They're not going to understand that, wait, don't sit, let me take a picture. And then, So for those kind of pictures, I think, your phone really comes in handy more than a DSLR or whatever. I always love symmetry and patterns, which you can see anywhere and everywhere,
Sorry to interrupt. Can you go on to Gujarati or Hindi?
Sure. Sorry. Thanks, Vimal. So I've just talked, I'm saying that symmetry and patterns is something jump, but you can everywhere तुमने दिखा है. You can see it. आप इसको आपके घर में देख सकते हो, आप बाहर जाओगे बिल्डिंग्स में, रेलिंग्स में, कहाँ भी देखोगे तो सिमेट्री और पैटर्न्स मतलब मुझे तो इंटरेस्ट करते हैं. तो it is something that makes the picture also come looks better. I don't मतलब मैं खुद edit नहीं करता हूँ to make it look symmetrical or whatever. Obviously, if there's a little bit of an angle up and down, then you can do that with your, within a Snapseed or VSC or whatever, Lightroom, whatever you're using. But generally, I wouldn't, मतलब editing, इतना over editing करने की जरूरत नहीं है. These are just, the left one is a museum, Bhavdaji Lad in Bombay that I've taken. Symmetry का picture है. The right picture, I was invited for that lit festival, Jaipur Lit Festival, और मेरा होटल ये पत्रिका गेट से बहुत नजदीक था, तो मैंने बोला सुबह जाके फोटो लेता हूँ करके. जो लड़की है, I don't know her. She was just there taking a picture with someone else, and I told her, आप मेरे लिए पोस्ट करोगी क्या 2 सेकंड के लिए? तो and she didn't even know कि मैं फोटोग्राफर हूँ या क्या हूँ. तो she said ठीक है मैं पोस्ट करती हूँ करके. And yeah, actually she didn't even know. So she was happy posing. I said, chalo, theek hai. At least, the frame is also full. I got someone, koi post to kiya karke. Because I was alone, so I didn't have anybody else. So, and then later on, she said, this is my Instagram ID. Mujhe tag karna agar aap post kar rahe ho. To maine bola, theek hai, I'll tag you karke. And later on, she's like, "Arey, ye picture bahut acha aaya hai. Can you send it?" I said, "ठीक है, sure." करके. So, I think symmetry is something that is very visible everywhere. Symmetry and patterns आपको बहुत जगह पे दिखेंगे. जहाँ भी अगर आप architecture shots ले रहे हो या अगर आप road के shots ले रहे हो, there will be some कोई ना कोई pattern या कोई ना कोई symmetry कहाँ से आपको दिख जाएगा. The idea is just to capture it properly, या sort of capture it where you can showcase how you're sort of taking the symmetry. Leading lines is again, ये again left का जो photo है मैंने लिया है, it's just a morning shot on my way to office. Nothing special or whatever. सुबह का shot था, लोग office जा रहे हैं, but it just shows that अगर आप देखोगे तो train का एक line है, beach का एक line है और लोगों का एक line है. It's like everyone is sort of coming to a sort of one sort of point. So basically, it's just मतलब ये सब लीडिंग लाइंस और ये सब जो मैं बोलता हूँ वो कॉम्पोजिशन के सब रूल्स हैं. बट अगर आप फोटोग्राफी आप खुद को मतलब ऐसे देखोगे तो यू कैन मेक योर ओन सॉर्ट ऑफ assumptions or whatever. Just make the picture look appeasing or picture look nice. राइट का भी एक शॉट था, वो एक साइक्लिस्ट जा रहा था, तो I would have preferred if he would have been a little bit on the left, तो exactly center में आ जाता. But this just gives as if he's cycling, particular cycling just away from the whole, just all the lines are sort of going straight into like not parallel but going into like a sort of a triangle kind of. तो मतलब these are just ये सब सिर्फ rules है जो मैं share कर रहा हूँ, not something which is not something I'm sure आप लोग को ज्यादा पता भी होगा, but it is just something that phone photography के लिए काफी आप इसको इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो. ये लेफ्ट वाला भी एक म्यूजियम में से लिया था मैंने. इसमें बहुत सारा है, पैटर्न्स भी है. अगर आप देखोगे रूल ऑफ ऑर्डर्स, आइदर आप एक फ्लावर लो या 3 फ्लावर लो या एक जन लो या 3 लो, वैसा रहता है. So the left picture has a lot of patterns. It has, if you see, there's a bit of symmetry also in the picture. The right one obviously is rule of thirds, you rule of odd, you're using 3 people in the sort of to give a sort of a motion of people walking. आप दिखा रहे हो कि लोग ए साइड पे जा रहे हैं, और एंड जस्ट टू maybe this was ये बहुत instant photo था, it was not because they were not posing for me or whatever, so I had to sort of framing immediately करना था, नहीं तो वो lost हो जाता in a matter of seconds or two, that photo wouldn't have been there because they were just walking into a temple. ये मैक्रो फोटोग्राफी के लिए आई थिंक पूछा था, किसी ने भी क्वेश्चन पूछा था. द राइट पिक्चर इज टेकन फ्रॉम अ OnePlus फोन just in my office, so I was very lucky to take this kind of a picture. ऑफिस में लिया था, ऑफिस के ब्रेक टाइम में, और मतलब ये दोनों they were so busy that they were not even bothered that I was taking a picture. And but there is no macro lens used, there is nothing else used, it is just taken on a OnePlus phone, and nothing else. This thing, the left one is just to showcase macro photography. Obviously I think the photo can be better also, but if you use macro lens, then obviously you can go deeper, and you can show droplets, और वो सब आप दिखा सकते हो. But if you want to pursue macro photography, there are बहुत सारे अकाउंट्स है इंस्टाग्राम पे भी जो सिर्फ मैक्रो फोटोग्राफी करते हैं. उसके लिए फिर आप मोमेंट का लेंस या वो लेंस ले सकते हो मैक्रो फोटोग्राफी के लिए. सेम वे द होल आइडिया जो मैं पहले से बोल रहा था कि डिफरेंट कॉम्पोजिशंस ट्राई करना है. लेफ्ट वन वाज, मैं सिग्नल पे खड़ा था, मतलब ड्यूरिंग दिस थिंग आई कुड सी द if you see behind that VT station is there, गणपति का थोड़ा फोटो आ रहा था, तो मुझे कॉम्पोजिशन अच्छा लगा, तो मैंने बोला कि चलो क्लिक कर लेते हैं, और इट केम आउट वेरी वेल. इफ यू सी देयर इज अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ कांच इतना क्लीन नहीं है, इसलिए थोड़ा स्मज आया है ऊपर, बट मुझे वो निकालना नहीं था, बिकॉज थोड़ा इम्परफेक्शन इज आल्सो गुड. यू कांट, एवरी फोटो कैन नॉट बी कंप्लीटली परफेक्ट, और मतलब एकदम सही नहीं हो सकता है. जिंदगी जैसे परफेक्ट नहीं है, वैसे हर फोटोग्राफ कंप्लीटली परफेक्ट नहीं हो सकता है, थोड़े इम्परफेक्शंस मतलब होते ही है हर फोटोग्राफ में. राइट वाला मैं मतलब दोस्तों के साथ बाहर था, बट दे वर सो ईगर टू ईट, आई वाज लाइक रुको रुको रुको, तो फाइनली उनके हाथ भी मैंने ले लिए. मैंने बोला ठीक है, बट टॉप शॉट लिया फोटो के लिए. So I mean, this is just if you use, this is just my kind of takeaways. I feel अगर आपको टाइम और पैसा इन्वेस्ट करना है, अगर आपको लगता है कि प्रोफेशनल फोटोग्राफी आपकी लिए है, तो आप कर सकते हो. मोबाइल फोन में आपको जो प्रैक्टिकलिटी और स्पॉन्टेनिटी मिलेगी, और अगर आप मोबाइल फोन को अपने एडवांटेज के लिए यूज कर सकते हो, तो आई थिंक इट इज क्वाइट इजी. You can easily do that, use mobile photography to your advantage. Like a lot of pictures that I've taken, if you see, these two pictures wouldn't have been possible had it been a DSLR, or had I planned a shoot or something in the middle of a traffic. ये राइट वाला पिक्चर पॉसिबल नहीं होता, मैं DSLR लेके घूम नहीं सकता था. so ये पिक्चर्स में भी पॉसिबल हो सकते थे DSLR में, लेफ्ट वाला पिक्चर पॉसिबल नहीं होता. तो वैसे है, मतलब अगर आपके पास बहुत टाइम है और अगर आपको प्रोफेशनल करना है, तो ऑब्वियसली DSLR लीजिए और आप इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो. अगर आपको प्रैक्टिकलिटी और स्पॉन्टेनिटी चाहिए, तो आई थिंक मोबाइल फोन इज स्टिल वेरी वेल रिगार्डेड. एंड आई थिंक जस्ट सी, use your own photography and your own mobile phone to your own advantage. I think that is the most important thing. ये एक पिक्चर था जो मतलब इट्स अ वेरी, मतलब ना मैंने किसी को कुछ पोस्ट करने के लिए बोला था या कुछ भी था. इट वाज जस्ट दैट स्पॉन्टेनिटी में मैं, दिस गाय वाज रीडिंग, ये लड़की किधर दिख रही है, दैट जेंटलमैन इज लुकिंग किधर, और so this was something which was very spontaneously that can be captured. Obviously in a DSLR also it can be captured, but if you are going to shoot specifically in a DSLR, then you can capture it. Not necessary if you are just out for a walk, or just out with family, or just out with friends or whatever, then you can't carry a DSLR everywhere. I think this is just a bit of the second PPT that I wanted to share. Hope it has.
Yep.
Great. It was really enlightening. It was
Yeah.
really good.
It was crisp.
I think Ravi, go ahead, Ravi. Ask your question.
हेलो, हाय Karl, this is Ravi here.
Hi Ravi.
मुझे सिर्फ ये पूछना है कि जैसे आपने रूल ऑफ ऑड्स में देखा है वो जैसे मॉन्क्स जा रहे हैं और आपने उनका फोटो क्लिक किया है.
सॉरी
उस
अब मुझे
फोटो के
सुनाई नहीं दे. कौन से फोटोग्राफ की बात कर रहे हो आप?
रूल ऑफ ऑड्स में जैसे आपने दिखाया है कि वो मॉन्क्स जा रहे हैं और आपने उनका फोटो क्लिक किया है स्पॉन्टेनियसली.
हाँ जी.
तो जस्ट मुझे जानना है कि अगर ऐसा कोई स्पॉन्टेनियस मोमेंट होता है तो आप प्रो मोड करके मैनुअल फोकस करके यूज करते हो या फोटो मोड में ऑटो मोड में रहता है?
जो भी मिलता है. सॉरी मैं मतलब वो अगर वो मोमेंट कैप्चर करना इम्पोर्टेंट है मेरे हिसाब से, बिकॉज वो आप इसलिए मेरा फोन में मोस्टली कैमरा वो ऑन ही रहता है. इट्स देयर लाइक एट द फर्स्ट सॉर्ट ऑफ दिस थिंग, बट अदरवाइज इट बिकम्स डिफिकल्ट. मतलब आप अगर आप सेटिंग करने बैठोगे प्रो मोड पे या जो भी है, इट वाज नॉट इन अ प्रो मोड, इट वाज जस्ट इन एन ऑटो मोड दैट इट वाज क्लिक. तो अगर वो सेटिंग में टाइम चला जाएगा फिर आपको वो मूवमेंट नहीं मिलेगा इन अ लॉट ऑफ पिक्चर्स. बेसिकली आई एम श्योर अगर आप उधर 2 घंटे रुकोगे तो शायद 2-3 और मंक चलेंगे और तभी आपको मिल सकता है, बट देन यू हैव टू इन्वेस्ट दैट काइंड ऑफ टाइम. एंड इफ अगर आप फैमिली या फ्रेंड्स के साथ रहोगे या मतलब पीपल हु डोंट यू आर नॉट स्पेसिफिकली आप फोटोग्राफी के लिए वहां जा नहीं रहे हो, तो फिर आपको उतना टाइम इन्वेस्ट करने को मिलेगा नहीं बेसिकली. तो
बट
अगर
एंड इन सिमेट्री और आर्किटेक्चर जैसा आप करते हो दिखाया आपने.
हाँ जी.
तो इन दैट इट्स अ प्रो मोड राइट, मैनुअल मोड.
yes definitely. See, अगर आपको टाइम मिलता है तो ठीक है. मतलब वही है ना, इफ आपके पास टाइम है तो आप, because there you are sort of making a frame, right? Unless you have someone walking in the middle or whatever, or if you have someone if there is some spontaneity, आप मतलब देखिए वही है ना जो आपके मतलब everyone has their आपके खुद का एडवांटेज तो आप यूज कर सकते हो, आपको जो कंफर्टेबल लगे. अगर आपको इमीडिएटली स्पॉन्टेनिटी में आपको अगर आप यूज कर सकते हो प्रो मोड तो अच्छा है, और अगर आप स्पॉन्टेनिटी में ऑब्वियसली ऑटो मोड वुड बी मोर इजीली. और मैंने ऐसे बहुत सारे पिक्चर्स मतलब मिस भी किए हैं, या मतलब बहुत सारे पिक्चर्स वो भी हुए हैं कि मतलब मतलब कुछ बर्ड है या जो नहीं मिल सकता है वापस या जो भी है. तो वैसे भी हो गया कि ऐसा नहीं है कि सब पिक्चर्स आप अगर ऑटो में लोगे तो कैप्चर कर पाओगे. The part and parcel of the game.
Yeah, thank you, Karl.
Welcome. Yes.
I just wanted to know one thing.
Wait, Bhagirath, wait. I'll tell you when your turn comes. Bhagirath, please wait.
Sorry.
There are lots of people in queue.
Jalpa Nanda asked that every time use manual setting or sometime auto mode as well.
No, so the Pixel doesn't actually. The Pixel doesn't have manual settings, unfortunately. So Pixel में auto mode ही रहता है. Pixel doesn't have manual settings. But if you're framing up, if you're making a frame or whatever, then you can use you can use the pro mode or whatever, change the mode, do all of that. But if it's very instantaneous, then it's mostly auto.
Okay. And
Bhavin has asked, what do you think about action camera like GoPro or Insta360?
I would always wanted to use GoPro, but in a very different way. I had मतलब not मैं बोल नहीं सकता हूँ कि मैंने ट्राई किया था, बट ये बहुत सारे GoPro के जो कॉम्पिटिशन्स होते रहते हैं या जो भी है, मतलब मुझे अगर कल GoPro मिला तो मैं I would still try and use it in my daily life also, not maybe use it as an action camera, or maybe obviously if I'm going out then I would use it, but मैं कोई पैराग्लाइडिंग या ये अभी तो करने वाला नहीं हूँ. तो मेरे हिसाब से अगर मैं GoPro को एक डेली लाइफ में भी यूज कर सकता हूँ एज अ स्ट्रीट कैमरा, it can be a different area or genre that people haven't. I don't think people have used it. People could have, but वो एक मेरा एक ये है, बट अभी तक मैंने यूज नहीं किया है. अगर आपको लगता है कि GoPro की जरूरत है, आई थिंक हम लोग बहुत मतलब आई डोंट नो अबाउट बट बहुत ज्यादा गियर में हम लोग कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं। अगर आपके पास एक बेसिक कैमरा है, गोप्रो है, तो एक दो कैमरास ठीक है, मतलब और फिर क्या होता है कि अगर आपने गोप्रो लिया, फिर वो नेक्स्ट वर्जन आया, फिर नेक्स्ट वर्जन आया, देन दैट कांस्टेंट अर्ज इज देयर टू अपग्रेड आल्सो। तो देन इफ यू बिकम दैट स्लेव टू कि नहीं, अगर अपग्रेड वर्जन आया तो मुझे ये तो लेना ही पड़ेगा, नहीं तो मेरे फोटोज अच्छे नहीं आएंगे, नहीं तो बाकी लोग के फोटोज अच्छे आएंगे। सो मतलब मेरे लिए अगर वो आप एक बार वो चीज में घुस गए तो फिर वो आपको कॉन्स्टेंटली करना ही पड़ेगा, या अपग्रेड करना ही पड़ेगा। तो आई थिंक कीप वन और टू बेसिक योर डिवाइसेस, वेदर इट इज अ मोबाइल, वेदर इट इज अ डीएसएलआर, व्हाटएवर, और आप उनमें आपको उसको आप एडवांटेजेस में यूज कीजिए। हर चीज का एडवांटेजेस और डिसएडवांटेजेस होगा, so use it to your own advantage basically, but don't have 10 devices or don't have 10 even whether it is when it concerns editing also, don't use 10 softwares or whatever. अगर 2 या 3 सॉफ्टवेयर है वो यूज कीजिए, 2 या 3 डिवाइस है वो यूज कीजिए, फिर कैमरा है, गोप्रो है, फोन है, जो भी है।
All right, Chandresh, you have a question?
I just wanted to know, can you share some of your car photos if you?
For that you have to visit my Instagram page. No, I'm just no, my Instagram page has a lot of car pictures. नहीं तो मुझे
Can you share your Instagram ID?
My name surname is my Instagram ID.
Okay, thank you.
आपको उधर बहुत सारे पिक्चर्स मिलेंगे। मैंने एक्चुअली आई डोंट नो व्हाई मैंने पीपीटी में कोई भी कार फोटो नहीं डाला है। आई यूजुअली अवॉइड पुटिंग एनी प्रोफेशनल दिस थिंग इन।
Thank you.
Welcome.
Sonal has a question.
Yeah, hello, Karl, sir.
Hi, Sonal. Karl is fine.
I am a professional artist and I have been taking my photos of my products, like whatever I paint, through my Samsung phones, or I'm a loyal Samsung user, and I don't have a DSLR, and I take through my one point shoot camera also, but I'm not much happy with the results. And of late, I'm not happy even with my Samsung photos. So, can you suggest something regarding my product, like how to shoot my products?
आज आपके प्रोडक्ट्स क्या है एग्जैक्टली, मतलब इज इट
I paint in all the mediums.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think maybe I don't know if you paint or whatever, maybe show it externally outside, maybe outside environment or something you can show, rather than showing it in the house or whatever, because usually with mobiles or whatever it becomes difficult if you're shooting in the house. Lighting becomes a little bit difficult is what I've realized. अगर आप उसको बाहर शूट करोगे या कोई गार्डन में जाके शूट कीजिए, बिकॉज आई एम टॉकिंग, मैंने मेरे खुद का कैलेंडर जब लिया था तब मैंने गार्डन में जाके, ऑफिस के बीच के टाइम पे गार्डन में जाके, तो इफ यू पुट इट इन अ डिफरेंट एनवायरनमेंट और व्हाटएवर, तो आपको थोड़ा इजी लगेगा मेरे हिसाब से। आई डोंट थिंक, मतलब अगर आपको कुछ उसका, इफ यू वांट टू मेक अ बैनर आउट ऑफ इट और समथिंग, इट्स डिफरेंट, बट इफ यू आर पुटिंग इट ऑन इंस्टाग्राम और पुटिंग इट ऑन अ वेबसाइट और व्हाटएवर, आई थिंक अ फोन शुड बी, और अ पॉइंट टू शूट कैमरा शुड बी इनफ. You don't need unless you want to show portrait mode, do depth or something like that.
Okay.
Try and use different lighting के लिए अगर मैं बोलूँ, आप अगर मुझे पीछे दिख रहा है, अगर बाहर जाओगे, the picture will look completely different, will look completely fresh मेरे हिसाब से. So that is something that you can try.
Yeah, sorry. I even wanted to ask about the external lightings. Like, do I need to buy some external lightings for enhancing my paintings? Like,
I think so. If you're doing, I myself frankly don't use any external lighting. But if I'm doing something, if I'm doing a flat lay, I try and make it as close to natural light as possible. There are good external lighting available. अगर आप जो आपके पीछे का पर्दा है पूरा खोल दोगे और उसके बाजू में ही करोगे दिन में, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, आपको कोई एक्सटर्नल लाइट की जरूरत नहीं है. Obviously आपको थोड़ा वो you'll have to do the setting according कि आपका खुद का शैडो नहीं आया या जो भी है. बट आप एक्सपेरिमेंट करोगे तो आपको एक्सटर्नल लाइटिंग की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी मेरे हिसाब से.
I've been trying from last 10 years, but I'm not much happy now. I'm not getting, to be
Because
honest, I'm not getting
you're
much
not a photographer, you're an artist. No, ये आपके दोस्त लोग हैं,
yeah,
उनको बुलाओ, उनको बोलो.
but photography is also one of my passions. But
Okay.
yeah, the thing is that I'm not much happy with my outcome of the. I mean, maybe photography also plays a role in portraying your products.
No, it does. It does. Frankly, it does, because so many times what you see when you're buying something looks very fantastic, and when it comes at your own home, it's like, अच्छा ये मैंने ये खरीदा है या ऐसा दिख रहा है जो. But it does play a role basically. आजकल पैकेजिंग और कैसे आप दिखावा चीज करते हो is more important than the actual thing ना, वो एक ज्यादा important. और मैं I say this to a lot of people that, you know, if supposing I put a picture and you put the same picture, people will say, oh wow, this is fantastically clicked, just because I have clicked it and maybe you've not clicked it or whatever. So there is that little bit of bias also that comes in with people's perception कि अच्छा XYZ ने click किया है तो अच्छा ही picture होगा, या you know, अगर मैं और आप सेम पिक्चर भी अपलोड करेंगे तो 10 लोग बोलेंगे कि नहीं नहीं बहुत अच्छा पिक्चर है फ्रॉम माय एंड, एंड मे बी people might not see that it's a great picture from your end or whatever. But I think just enjoy photography. अगर आपको whatever you like in photography, do that. You know, don't whether it is maybe nature or whether it is whatever architecture or whatever. I'm sure if you're liking what you're doing, not necessarily others need to like it or not, but I think you'll do well in it. So
Okay. Thank you very much.
no worries.
The Rijilaj Kacha actually just mentioned that how about using some external camera applications like Camera FE5 or something like that, which can give you a professional settings on clicking.
Yeah, I am reading that. I myself have not used it, frankly speaking. So I wouldn't be able to. If someone has used it, I would be more than happy to learn from them. But I haven't used too many camera applications or anything like that. The thing is, too much of post processing or too much of application, then I think kills the original this thing of the picture itself.
Hey, Karl, am I audible? Baljit here.
Yes, Baljit.
One of the photos that you mentioned about lines.
Yes.
It was there in your PPT. I want to know what was the location. It looked familiar. The one with the cycle pose.
That is Mehrabad.
Yeah, I thought so. It's Mehrabad.
Right. So actually, I was there with family, and one of my friends friends or followers who I know through Instagram saw whatever, and he said, I'll come and meet you. I said, okay, fine. So he met me, and this was actually him. He cycled away. So that time I quickly went and I took his picture.
Perfect. Yeah. Mehrabad has beautiful mornings when it's quite good, foggy, clean, open, and
yes. Unfortunately, I'm the driver, so then I'm either sleeping in the morning or I get up late. So,
sure, thanks.
Welcome.
All right, Rahul, you had a question?
Yes, sir. Karl, I just wanted to ask this, that you had many of your photos, and I mean, you might be getting to the restaurants and you getting the flat lays clicking perfectly. I found it difficult while clicking flat lays at many of the points, because I usually get those highlights or get those shadows in the photos. I couldn't click that perfectly. Have you every time got the perfect light? I found it in every photos you clicked there.
No, I don't know now how to give a proper answer to that, but I don't use any external lighting or whatever. See, the thing is, it becomes difficult if you even in restaurants or whatever, if they have too much of internal lighting, or if the lighting is falling directly on the food or on the table, then it becomes a little difficult. Maybe you need to, I mean, I don't have a proper answer, but maybe you need to move around or whatever a little bit. Adjusting is very, very important. Like I'll tell you, if you followed me, the Nashik flat lay that I put, I don't know. Let me see if I can. That it was not just coming. There were too many pictures that I had to take because there was lighting somewhere or the other falling on top of the food. So वो एक चीज हो जाती है, मतलब not necessary that everywhere you will, and if you're just using a mobile phone without any external lighting or whatever, not every, unless you're going for a professional shoot or whatever, uh, not everywhere you will get the best lighting. But as much as possible, I think you have to avoid lights right on top of you, sort of, if you have to move the table around a bit, do it or whatever. But and try and use natural light. I think that's the best. I mean, obviously, the more obviously the restaurant also, if you're going inside in a daytime, it'll be difficult, but try and use natural light as much as possible.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Any other questions? Anybody? Babu sir, if you're here. Bhavin, any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
There's a small thing that because I'm on a laptop, you get a chance to distract, and I was just going through your Instagram photos, and I have to tell you that I don't believe these are mobile photographs. They are good. They are very, very good. So it's great work with mobile.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
But I can't be lying. They are mobile photographs.
Yeah, got that. V8 sir told me.
That's why when Vimal told me that, I said I don't have too much to talk about. He's like, no, just do it. It should be fine. But I think that's the whole point. If you are in your own comfort zone, whichever device or whatever it is, I think you can sort of not master it, but I think you can use it to your advantage.
Can I show your photo one and ask a question? How did you click it?
Sure.
If my screen is visible?
Yes, I can see this. This no, this was for a campaign actually. So this is because they wanted a 7. They were launching the 7 Rivers brew. This thing. This is an edited picture. So this is not
edited. Okay.
This is edited picture. Sorry, but because this was for the campaign.
This is the magic. When you say mobile photography, we just think that you did all magic with mobile. So okay.
No. This is edited by, because of the brand. This is edited. No. This is they wanted the 7 logo to come in, so that's why.
Thanks.
But yeah, maybe this is one of the few pictures that is edited. Couldn't help. That's the problem when you work with brands. You can't, there's too much of conflict that keeps on happening.
Dr. Ketan Bavishi, you had a question, sir? Okay, please unmute and ask.
Yeah. Good morning, Karl.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Very, very, very informative talk on the mobile photography. By profession, I am a doctor. There are some situations that we have some odd operation, and we would like to take the photographs of that particular operation, but we have an artificial light of microscope or the operation theater light. Then how we have to take the search of the photograph with a sharp image? Any idea you have?
But you can't move the light around, or there is no way you can shift the light away from. If you can move the light away, because anything, if you directly focus on the thing that you're trying to take the light, it'll just be too sharp, to be too bright or too enhanced or whatever. If you can move the light a little bit away, maybe if you're focusing on X and if you just move the light a little bit away, there'll be still soft light that will be coming on what you're supposed to take. So I think that would make it much more easier to take pictures, of that particular place that you're trying to take, rather than putting all the light over there and having shadows and things like that. If you focus the light somewhere a little bit away, I'm saying, like maybe if you're trying to take this, you put the focus here, the light focus here, basically. You'll still have the soft light coming on the place where you want to take the actual picture. Maybe that can help.
Basically, I'm an eye surgeon. So
Yes,
most of the
okay.
time I'm doing the surgery under the microscope.
Correct.
And the light source is the microscope.
Okay. Right.
So if I keep the microscope light away from the eye, then there is a little bit darkness. So what I used to do, I keep the artificial light of the tube lights or an halogen lights of the room all around. I will do the on of the light, and then I take the snap. But sometimes it may sharp, sometimes it may not sharp, because almost all the time it is a macro photography.
करेक्ट सो मे बी देन आप मैक्रो लेंस यूज कर सकते हो तो आपको बहुत हेल्पफुल रहेगा बिकॉज यू वांट टू शोकेस योर ऑपरेशन और यू वांट टू शोकेस दैट पर्टिकुलर पार्ट ऑफ द आई और व्हाटएवर. तो अगर आप एक मैक्रो लेंस ले सकते हो तो वो हेल्पफुल रहेगा बिकॉज आपके लिए इट्स लाइक सॉर्ट ऑफ मोर फॉर योर नीड और व्हाटएवर. तो मोमेंट का भी मैक्रो लेंस आता है या देयर इज दिस स्काई विग्नी और समथिंग लाइक दैट. देयर इज अ डोमेस्टिक जो वेरी सिंपल मैक्रो लेंस आता है that will easily help you focus on that particular this thing. दूर से भी आप फोकस कर सकते हो तो फिर आप वो लाइट एडजस्ट कर सकते हो easily.
Right, but that lens is useful for the iPhone, or for that we have to go for the
no, it is useful. No, it is useful. Yeah, they give you an option. For moment you have to buy the case as well, which comes with it, so that you can fix it on the case. अगर आप देखोगे तो ये मोमेंट का केस आता है और आप केस में इधर फिक्स कर सकते हो बेसिकली.
राइट.
तो यू हैव टू बाय द केस आल्सो एज वेल. तो आईफोन के लिए आईफोन का केस लगेगा, पिक्सल के लिए पिक्सल का केस लगेगा. और वो दूसरा है इट्स लाइक अ क्लिप, सो यू कैन जस्ट क्लिप इट ऑन योर फोन बेसिकली. सो इट विल बी हेल्पफुल. आई थिंक आपके लिए हेल्पफुल रहेगा.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the good tips, because this is more important mobile photography for our operation.
Oh, great. Glad to know that, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Utsav? Rahul? Easy Sony, if you have a question.
Wrist photography. Jalpa Singh, wrist watch photography lens is good.
No, what she meant is wristwatch ni photography karvi hoy to which lens is good?
I think macro lens use kar sako usme normal. Yeah. I think macro lens is any of your macro lens would be good, but tamabi tame wristwatch you have to show the watch. Now you don't want to only show the dials or only show the this thing. So I think both the macro lens should be good, or your normal photography normal camera lens is also good, or phone camera lens.
Sir, I have a question about mobile photography.
Yes, go ahead.
That sir, should we go for underwater photography? Some mobiles are there, they provide waterproof, water resistant phones. So should we try?
आपका खुद का फोटो, आपका खुद का कैमरा है तो मत ट्राई कीजिए, किसी और का फोन लेके ट्राई कीजिए.
Then I must try for our FCR admin Vimal sir.
No,
he will never deny.
Bakra banao.
I see underwater photography. See, I think iPhone, from as much as I know, I don't know about the Pixel, but iPhone, I think they say that it is the latest ones are still good for, they're completely waterproof or whatever. On I think GoPro or something is much more preferable for underwater photography. Also, if you take it for like a few minutes or seconds, it's okay. But if you do a lot of things, तो પછી phone जैसे है પછી બીજું કઈ नहीं. Friend no phone ले जाओ बस.
Okay sir, thank you.
Welcome.
All right, so any other questions, friends? We still have half an hour to go. Karl ne pakdi rakhi. We don't want it to go that way. Karl, I have my elder brother Sushruth Markad here from Morbi, which is a nearby town.
Okay.
Shudbhai, he has recently started photography and he's very interested in mobile photography. So what he usually does is that early, very, very early, like wee hours, somewhere 4, 4:30 wage, he goes for morning walks.
Okay.
And he takes beautiful pictures.
Fantastic.
So, Shudbhai, if you have any question, you can ask. Shudbhai, unmute karo question માટે.
Sir, I have one more question.
हाँ जी, पूछिए.
Sir, can you give us some tips about night photography? Because in iPhone or whatever, when you go for night photography, rains are more, grains are more. Then can we solve it without editing?
I think, frankly speaking, phones are not meant for night photography. So that's what I said. कि आप मतलब phones को आपका advantage में use कीजिए. I don't think even iPhone or Pixel or whatever, you'll get very basic pictures from night photography. I think you need the DSLRs of the world to, plus you need it again on a tripod. You need to, use those settings for night photography. Otherwise, basic के लिए चलता है, but वो grains आएंगे ही आएंगे, because वो ही मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, वो कैमरा का वो लिमिट है, मतलब हम उसको ज्यादा पुश नहीं कर सकते, तो वो एक इश्यू तो है. मतलब आप बेसिक ट्राई कर सकते हो नाइट फोटोग्राफी, बट आई थिंक द ओनली थिंग व्हाट आई नोटिस विद माय पिक्सल इज आल्सो इट नीड्स अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ लाइट समवेयर. अगर आप सिर्फ स्काई करोगे ना तो नहीं दिखता है. लाइक अगर आप एक झाड़ डालोगे या कुछ लाइट डालोगे जिधर आप जो फोकस आ सकता है, तो वो दूसरा चीज को भी वो ले सकता है. ऐसे मैंने ट्राई किया है, हुआ है मेरे पिक्सल के साथ. आई डोंट नो अबाउट आईफोन, but pixel ke sath at least that has worked much better than just having a blank sky or whatever and trying to take picture of that, So if you have something which has a bit of light in it, I think it'll give you better this thing.
And sir, most of the photographers say that if we capture photographs in raw mode, तो क्या कि एडिटिंग में थोड़ा पोस्ट प्रोसेस में इजी रहता है, तो क्या हम उसमें ग्रेन्स रिमूव कर सकते हैं?
ग्रेन्स मेरे हिसाब से टू अ सर्टेन एक्सटेंट रिमूव कर सकते हो, लेकिन आप अगर जो फोन पे जो आप क्लिक कर रहे हो जो ग्रेन्स आएंगे वो नहीं निकलेंगे पोस्ट फोटोग्राफी में.
ओके सर,
वो डिफिकल्ट रहेगा.
यस सर, थैंक यू सर.
थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Good part is, Karl, I've recently tried clicking skies on my OnePlus 8 Pro, and there were no lights. I was in Sasangir and it was completely dark. And it was not a planned shot. I just tried it once and I got a fantastic dark sky with beautiful stars in it.
Really?
Night mode on OnePlus 8 Pro. Yeah. So if you can get hold on 8 Pro, probably
I'll try that. I will.
You do try that, yeah.
I think then it's quite interesting as to how far phone cameras have gone in.
True.
Even in that's fine. I think there are one or two people asking in the chat room. How do you got your first collaboration brand? Everyone wants their product photos are clicked on DSLR. How do you deal with it? I mean, I have been very clear saying that I've been I've been using phone as my tool for photography. So I think, and that's what I said, right? I mean, there have been deals, or there have been things where I have said that no, this is not my forte, or this is not what I can give, or this is not what I can produce or whatever. So that is something that I have let it go. I'm sure a lot of lot of products, irrespective of whether you click them on phone or whether you click them on DSLR. As long as I think the brand should be okay with it. You should say that I will give you photos, whether they are clicked on a phone or whether they are clicked on a DSLR is not something, or whether you are clicking on a GoPro or whatever, is not something that they should be interfering with. If you show them what you've done in the past with phone or whatever, or with your, if you show them your profile or you show them your portfolio which has pictures of phone or whatever, everything mixed, then I don't think it should be an issue whether, they should not be dictating terms as to what gear you use. You have to be comfortable, मतलब जो आप जिस गियर से कंफर्टेबल है वो गियर यूज करना चाहिए. I think that is.
All right. Any other questions? Prasan, Rahul, anybody? Vatsal, you're here.
So I have a general question, kind of fun question, if you just allow me. It's like आप जब भी बाहर जाते हो, kind of તમે જ્યારે પણ બહાર જાઓ છો, you click on photos when you go on a chai tapri, you click on photos when you just go out with your family. General scenario, don't your friends get irritated some of the other times? ઘણી ના તો બધી ટાઈમે ફોટોસ જ ક્લિક કરતો હોય છે, ખાવા નથી દેતો, kind of.
It is a very common both time થાય. So I think till they saw that this is just, he's just doing time pass. So he realized, now that people see that maybe that photo goes on Instagram, or maybe that photo has become viral, or maybe that photo has gone places, then friends have now realized or whatever, but they get irritated. Both time में irritate થાય કે નહીં બોનું ઠંડુ થઈ જશે, what is this, પાછો photo click કરે, અહીંયા થોભી જાય, ઉધર થોભી જાય. So you have to manage both of it. થોડું irritate તો થાય એ લોકોને. But then photography is your passion, no, it's not their passion, so you have to manage that. You can tell them, ठीक છે, પછી, see, the thing is, the only way to sort of keep them shut is once you take a picture, you edit it, and then you showcase it to them saying, see, this is the picture. Or if it goes on your feed or whatever, saying this is the picture. It's happened many times. Like there was one picture of Google which was featured of mine, which was taken in the office. I had just made coffee for myself, and there is an office plant or whatever which was on the side, and I kept it in the middle, and I took a picture from the top. And I was there taking the picture for 10-15 minutes, and my colleagues were really wondering, શું કરે છે કરીને, ચાય બનાવીને photo લીધો. And then finally it landed up on Google, which was very surprising. So you don't know which picture, where it will be, where people will like that picture or so I mean, people can say, people will talk and all of that. You just have to listen from one ear and let them do what they're doing. One second, I'm just seeing if
your question. Karl, you were saying something.
Hello, Karl, sir.
Yes, hello.
Sir, I have a question regarding, it is necessary to calibrate our monitors in PC because sometimes our colors changes in other devices like phone, PC, laptops.
Correct.
It's necessary.
I don't think so. See, that is important, right? How you feel comfortable, whether you want to have a particular color, or whether you want to have a particular this thing, or whether the brand has demanded a particular tone or something like that, is a different question. Otherwise, I don't think you need to calibrate this thing. It's not required, because obviously the difference is what is मतलब તમે જો એકદમ જ calibrate કરશો તો પછી it's not something my style. It depends from person to person actually.
Okay.
Just trying to showcase that picture, not getting. I think Vimal's Network is slow.
Yep. Oh, is that so? Yeah,
Yes.
because I'm from my mobile's network. Yeah.
Okay, Han. I think you're keeping on getting stuck.
Yeah. Okay. There's something on the chat. No, Viral has a suggestion. How about we all click a picture right now and let Karl rate it? I think that will take hours, and we don't have that much of time, I guess.
Correct. See this. I mean, I don't know if you can see. This is another picture that was. This was the picture that was selected by Moment. I said where I got the free lenses. So this was just chai that I'd ordered. This is taken in my office, with a plant in the backdrop. And it was a very random picture that I took, and it went on Moment on their feed or whatever, and so you don't know which picture is liked where or whatever. That is the main. Uh, I mean, that is what I feel. So when you're taking pictures of food or whatever, I mean, be bindas and I think take pictures. लोग लोग देखेंगे नहीं देखेंगे क्या बोलेंगे is a different question. As long as you are enjoying your. See, I think this was again a similar shot which I was talking about. I don't know if you all can see. This is the same chai ka picture which got featured on Google India, but their I think Twitter page at that point of time. They didn't. So you don't know which picture will be liked where, or try taking different shots, taking different angles. Have fun with what you're doing. I think enjoy what you're doing. That is important.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. Enjoy what you're doing.
Correct.
Okay, Hardik, any questions? No. Okay, Sanatan, Sagar, Anubhav.
Sanatan contract.
So, Karl, thank you so much on behalf of. Sorry, Another. Go ahead. You were saying something.
No, I was just saying Sanatan has left a comment in the chat box. Would be interesting to speak to him as well.
Yeah. Sanatan, he is Parsi himself, so don't.
Okay. Very rare breed.
Yeah. I have a question, Karl Baljit here. By any chance, is there any way that we get good discount if we put Karl as a discount coupon when we purchase Pixel? Something like that?
I do. They had something in the middle where they gave me some 10 discount codes or something, but that was a while ago. They haven't actually. There was something where they had, they had links or whatever. Not Karl as a discount code. Fantastic. But if there is something in the future, I mean, whatever I put it up on my Instagram, it will be visible. Okay. But I don't do too much of giveaways or too much of all of that, frankly speaking. I think Vimal has been following me, so he might be knowing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karl Baba.
Hello. કેમ છો?
બસ મજામાં.
બોલો.
એટલે મને કાલ નામ સોરી પારસી જેવું ન લાગ્યું એટલે મને એમ થયું કે હું કોમેન્ટ કરું. મને એમ લાગ્યું કે કદાચ તમારા મિત્રો હશે કે પારસી મિત્રો સાથે તમારે વધારે બેઠું થશે એટલે તમારા પ્રોનાઉન્સિએશનમાં
પારસી છે. નહીં.
અચ્છા, પારસી. I have a very huge respect for Parsis. In fact, હું જ્યારે બહુ નાનો હતો, અરાઉન્ડ 15 years, બેરામજી બાવા દસ્તુર, કદાચ તમે ઓળખતા હશો. He wrote so many books on I mean personality development. એ ચીખલીના હતા.
અચ્છા.
તો નાનેથી જે પારસી લોકોને સાંભળવાનો વાંચવાનો ખૂબ શોખ ધરાવું છું. નાની કોમ્યુનિટી છે પણ they are doing miracles.
Thank you.
Huge respect.
Thank you. In fact, just I think another point that I would like to make is that मतलब मैं professionally या whatever photography start की तो only after 30. So I don't think age or anything is a bar for starting કઈ બી તમને જે પેશન હોય તો તમને કોઈ બી એજે ચાલુ કરી શકો છો. તમને લોટ ઓફ લોગ બોલે કે નહીં તમે હવે 18 વર્ષના થયા 20 વર્ષના થયા કે હમણાં જ કરવાની જરૂર નથી. at 27 30 35 also if you feel કે તમને કઈ ચાલુ કરવું છે કે તમને કઈ લાઇકિંગ આવી છે કે કઈ any that is for any you know any of your hobbies or passion. I think at any point of life, any point of time, I think you can pursue it and do well in that field also. You know, so age should not be considered as a sort of an hindrance, I think, or age should not be an issue at all. That is what I feel. just just listening from this thing, I thought let me mention that.
Yeah, correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, that's true because I started photography at 42.
Oh, exactly. So એવું કઈ નથી કે બધાને એવું લાગે કે ચલો 30 થઈ ગયા હવે તમે હવે શું ફોટોગ્રાફી કરો છો. You cannot compete with you know the 20-25-year-old generation. એવું કઈ નથી. તમને જ્યારે તમને લાગે કે તમારું પેશન છે તો you can pursue it at any age, I think.
Sir, can I ask one question?
Yes, sir.
Sir, nowadays you see बहुत सारी कंपनीज है मोबाइल की जो 3 cameras 4 cameras provide करती है. So can we go for 3-4 camera? I think one particular camera is okay for that. One camera is for macro, one camera is for wide angle.
Correct. See, it's like जैसे मतलब लोग अभी सब लोग का रेस कैसे है, फोटोग्राफी में कैसे रेस है, वैसे कैमरा कंपनी का भी रेस है ना. सबको कुछ अलग दिखाना है, कुछ अलग करना है, कुछ अलग पोर्ट्रे करना है. तो इसलिए 2 लेंस डाल रहे हैं, 3 लेंस डाल रहे हैं, 4 लेंस डाल रहे हैं. सो आई थिंक जो भी आप जिससे भी मतलब आपको अगर वो फोन कंफर्टेबल लग रहा है. आई नो लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु switch from say OnePlus to Pixel and not found Pixel comfortable, or switch from Pixel to OnePlus and not found OnePlus comfortable. तो आपको जो फोन आपको कंफर्टेबल लग रहा है उसमें 1 कैमरा है या 3 कैमरा है, या अगर आप वो पोर्ट्रेट में अगर आप मैक्रो इतना करना नहीं है फिर भी मैक्रो का मतलब वो इतना कुछ यूज नहीं है. बहुत सारा कैमरा जस्ट अ बिट ऑफ अ शो एक्चुअली. बट हाँ, डेफिनेटली आईफोन का जो आई थिंक कैमरा है, आई वाज रेटेड एट द बेस्ट, यू नो, इन दैट सेंस. But otherwise it's a mix of both software and hardware, so it is not and obviously it is how you perceive and see things and how you take a picture. So that is the more important lens, I think, than the phone camera lens.
Sir, actually मैंने जितने भी फोटोग्राफ खींचे पहले स्टार्टिंग में, आई थिंक 3 or 4 years पहले, तो मेरे पास ओप्पो का F1s था जिसमें सिंगल कैमरा है, और आज भी मेरे पास वही फोन है जो नॉर्मली यूज करता हूँ मेजोरिटी जो फोटोग्राफ खींचने के लिए. तो मेरे हिसाब से 3 और 4 कैमरा या फिर 5 कैमरा है, तो वो कुछ ज्यादा मतलब कंसिडर नहीं करता मैं.
नहीं, वो
एक्सटर्नल लेंस है.
मतलब मैंने भी वही बोला ना, मैंने अभी रिसेंटली अगर आप देखोगे तो मैंने एक Nexus 5 का पिक्चर अपलोड किया है जो एटलीस्ट 4 साल या 5 साल पुराना है. तो मतलब इट इज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, आप ऑब्वियसली अगर आप मैक्रो कर रहे हो तो अगर आप मैक्रो लेंस है तो अलग बात है, बट अदरवाइज ये 3 और 4 कैमरा का कुछ इतना यूज नहीं है. मतलब मेरे हिसाब से इट डिपेंड्स, जिसका जितना मतलब जिसका जितना ये है उसके हिसाब से है.
All right. Hardik Gadatra has a question. He says, how do you develop your art of seeing things differently?
That is a very that's a very tricky question, but it's a I'll tell you a very simple thing. You know, if you see my feed, I have made a highlight on it where I've taken pictures from the latest picture also. If you see, it's a picture which is a sort of a selfie but taken from below, right? Which I had taken a lot of pictures earlier in that sort of in that portrait, in that mode or whatever. So you should have your own niche, I think. You know, whether it is something. See, everybody will be doing pictures which will be similar to yours or whatever. But today, if someone has been following me or someone मतलब जो मुझे फॉलो कर रहे 3-4 साल से, अगर वो पिक्चर किधर भी देखेंगे तो बोले कि हाँ ये लग रहा है काल ने क्लिक किया है. वैसा कुछ आपको डिफरेंट यू नो कुछ डिफरेंट अगर आप दिखा सकते हो तो इट इज गुड फॉर एवरीबॉडी. मतलब आपका खुद का एक छोटा नीश होना चाहिए, whether it is a small, your signature should be there on that photograph, वैसे लगना चाहिए. मतलब I'm trying to find that picture.
Yeah, I saw that right now in your Instagram. But the thing is, I'm not asking that what's how to develop. How did you develop your manner or your genre?
Trial and error. I don't know, trial and error नहीं बोल सकते. See, I'll tell you, I'll show you these are the pictures. I'm just saying this was just clicked. These are just these are my highlights only, I think. So when I used to take the taxi, I used to see कि बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब टैक्सी की जो ये है सीलिंग है वो बहुत कलरफुल रहती है, तो मैंने बोला चलो उसको क्लिक करते हैं. तो ये कैसे क्लिक करते हैं? अभी मैं टैक्सी में बैठा हूँ तो ऐसे नहीं क्लिक कर सकता हूँ, तो फ्रंट कैमरा ऑन करके मैंने बोला ट्राई किया, फिर मैंने एक बार डाला, फिर लोगों ने अप्रिशिएट किया, फिर वापस. सो थोड़ा थोड़ा आप कुछ डालोगे, आपको लोग अप्रिशिएट करेंगे, फिर whether it is the different genres, आप बहुत चीजों में मतलब there are lot of things where you think अगर आपको कुछ पसंद आ रहा है और आप वो थोड़ी चीज उसको थोड़ी डिफरेंटली कर रहे हो, मतलब अगर आप कुकिंग में थोड़ी चीज कुछ भी डिफरेंट डालते हो तो आपका स्पेशलिटी बनता है. वैसे सेम चीज फोटोग्राफी है, अगर आप थोड़ी चीज उसमें से 80% या 70% या 80% सिमिलर कर रहे हो जो बाकी लोग कर रहे हैं, पर उसके साथ थोड़ा डिफरेंट आप तड़का लगा रहे हो, कैसे बोल रहे हैं, या कैसे आप अचार के साथ खा रहे हो, तो उसको थोड़ा डिफरेंट अगर आप कर सकते हो तो आपका जॉनर या आपका स्टाइल बन सकता है. फिर तो मतलब इट इज ऐसा नहीं है कि वो आज या कल में आ जाएगा. इट विल टेक सम टाइम, या अगर आपको पसंद आता है, लोगों को पसंद आता है, तो it has to match also, so it will take some time to sort of make that, say that this is my niche or this is my genre or this is how I feel about it or whatever. So वैसा है. Someone Bhavan is saying, yeah,
it's your time to promote your brand. Which is the second best camera phone? You can't afford iPhone.
I think the Pixel 5, if it comes in through, I think it will be a very good phone. But unfortunately, Pixel 5 hasn't come in. OnePlus is a good. OnePlus 8T is also a good phone. The Huawei latest phone is also a good phone. All the flagship phones are. Even the Samsung, I haven't used Samsung at all, so I don't know. But I think the Samsung, the latest phones, the flagship ones are also good. I think. But for me, frankly speaking, even though I'm a phone photographer, I think anything above 50,000 on a phone is a waste of money. So I think 50,000 or 60,000 is a limit. I don't think, I myself have not bought anything which is, that's why otherwise I would have shifted to an iPhone, no? But I don't think that is going to, because then you're just going to be chasing that phone camera है, तो मेरे मतलब जो मेरे पास बेस्ट फोन कैमरा है तो उसके हिसाब से बेस्ट फोटोज आएंगे, वैसा नहीं है. आपको अगर 30,000 40,000 के भी फोन्स में अच्छे फोटोज आ सकते हैं.
All right, Karl. So on behalf of our club, I really thank you so much for spending your Sunday with us.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to call you someday to Rajkot whenever you come, and we'll host you for taking you around in Rajkot and Junagadh. Probably you'll love going to Junagadh.
Definitely.
A lot of architecture.
Architecture, yes. I've heard that's true. That's true. Would love to join in as well. Yeah. I think it was good interacting with all of you all. If you all have tips on my photography, please let me know. Always good to get feedback from, it's always good to get a two-way feedback. So आपको अगर लगता है कि मैं किधर improve कर सकता हूँ या आपको लग रहा है कि कुछ मैं सीख सकता हूँ, तो it is good to know as well.
That's so humble of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Karl. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. And special thanks to Karl for spending these hours with us in spite of you being there, just coming back from the journey.
No, that's fine. It was good. It was a fun interactive session.
Yes. Great. So thank you again. Thank you everyone for joining in. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, Bimal. Thank you, Bimal.
See you all on next Sunday. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karl.
See you. Bye-bye. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, those who are here, Karl has just left. જે લોકો અહીંયા છે, next time Shriranj Sridhar, he's the speaker next week, and he's a very interesting photographer who is going to talk on street photography. Basically, he spent a lot of time in Gulf countries, and he shifted to India for the last 2 years. And Kerala much, and he's been doing a lot of workshops and all. We're fortunate that he agreed to address us and our queries. So do join in next week. Meanwhile, keep posting your pictures on our group. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.
खाली खत्म हो रखे
Parag bhai.